Hi, I'm Larissa, and I know what you're thinking. She looks nothing like her family. That's because I was adopted when I was a baby. I was born in Romania, and I might have taken that small piece of trivia a little too seriously. Oh, I can't water the plants. Romanians are allergic to the sun. Does this broccoli have garlic on it? Romanians don't eat garlic, Mommy. But I have to sleep inside this cardboard box. It's a Romanian thing. You won't get it.
That's a vampire thing, doofus. They'll sleep in a bed like a proper human being, child. God, you're so dumb.
I wasn't dumb. I was quirky and cute. But Andre was right. I just never seemed to make the smartest choices. Andre wasn't only my brother. He was also my best bud growing up. He was super smart and solved math equations in his sleep. But he was really awkward and hated outdoor activities. Come out, Andre. Look at all these butterflies coming out of their raccoons.
It's cocoons, and no thank you. You know they start off as icky caterpillars, right?
Quit being such a party pooper and come play with me. But Andre just stayed inside. I chased the butterflies and didn't realize when I ended up rather far from home. I was about to find my way back when suddenly this weird woman came out of nowhere and started showering me with kisses. You! Get your germy lips off of me! I'm warning you, I know Kung Fu!
Larissa, I'm your aunt! I know your real mother. She wants to meet you at the ice cream shop.
My what now? I didn't really care about finding my real family. I was happy with the one I had. But since ice cream was involved, I was suddenly curious. I was about to get into her van when suddenly a couple of police cars came screeching to a stop before us, and the officers arrested my aunt. They took me to the station with them, and moments later, Mom and Dad came running in and hugged me super tight.
Oh, Larissa, thank God you're safe. You can't go so far from home.
That woman is a kidnapper the police have been trying to catch. She works at the adoption agency and picks up adopted kids for ransom money. Luckily, they caught her in time.
Whoa! The psycho woman was jailed for 25 years. But from that day on, my parents were attached to me like my shadow and treated me like a porcelain doll. They wrapped me up in bubble wrap when I wanted to jump on the trampoline. They put me on a baby leash when we went out in public. They even missed Andre's science fairs and chess matches because they couldn't trust anyone to babysit me.
You only have yourself to blame. Who's dumb enough to just walk off with a random stranger?
Me, of course. I was nothing special. I had no brains and no passion. Most of the time, I felt a little lost. But one day, I saw this 16-year-old Russian swimmer, Mariana, win a gold medal on TV. And my whole life changed. I had posters of her all over my room and even bought all of her merchandise. I was obsessed. I want to be just like Mariana. She's a year older than me, and she's achieved so much.
But swimming is dangerous, sweetie. You could slip and hit your head.
I could do that in the kitchen, too.
We should baby-proof the kitchen.
What? No, I'm not a baby. Please, will you just let me try something for once? I'm sick of staying at home. I begged and whined and threw a couple of tantrums, and finally, they agreed to take me to a kiddie pool. Whatever. I was determined to make the best of it. And when I entered the water, it felt like I was finally in my element. I aced all the lessons and turned out to be a natural. Within a year, I joined the high school swim team and even won a local competition. And Mom and Dad finally stopped freaking out like headless chickens. Then I started 10th grade, and things just went bonkers. On the very first day, I was rushing to the shower when I slipped and went crashing into a girl. I am so sorry. Oh my God. What? You're Mariana. Am I dreaming? Ouch. This is definitely real. I am such a huge fan.
Oh, really? Is that why you tried to injure me?
What? It was an accident.
Ha! I doubt it. I eat jealous little wannabes like you for breakfast. Now stay out of my way or I'll crush you.
What a diva! I found out from the head coach that Mariana was recovering from an injury at the local state-of-the-art medical center and would be attending our high school while she was here. Just my luck. The universe sent my idol to my school, and she already hates me. I tried to do damage control and got her some welcome flowers and cheesecake, but she started sneezing and gagging and threw everything in the trash.
Are you trying to sabotage me? I'm lactose intolerant and allergic to roses.
How was I supposed to know that?
You said you were my fan and you don't know this? Some fan you are.
I was just trying to be nice.
Nice gets you nowhere. Work on your swimming instead, loser.
Okay, that's enough. I know you're an international champion, but you can't treat me like this. I really admired you, but now I can say you're just a brat with a swollen head. Get over yourself.
Ha! You wish you could be me. I have more talent in my injured little toe than you have in your whole entire body.
You can put your entire foot in your mouth because at the next swim meet, I'm gonna beat you.
I accept the challenge. although it's hardly a challenge. Ha 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 ha.
I was pumped. I trained extra hard and spent so much time in the pool, I started looking like a wrinkly old grandma. But on the day of the swim meet, Mariana spilled an entire bottle of conditioner on me right before the start.
Oops, I'm so sorry. Your skin looked like it needed it.
I was fuming. I took another quick shower, but I was super late. And when the whistle blew, I was so out of it that I flopped into the water like a dying fish. I lost badly, and Mariana sailed through the water gracefully, like a swan. But what she did next shocked the bubbly farts right out of me. Mariana stepped off the stage after taking her prize and kissed Andre. Hey, what the heck are you doing to my brother? Stand behind me, Andre. I'll protect you from this soul-sucking mermaid.
Larissa, Andre has told me so much about you. We met in the library the other day, and I said I was craving some Russian pastries. He got me some the very next day. Andre is a real gentleman.
And you're a real lady.
What was happening? Fred looked genuinely happy, but Mariana was bad news. The way she'd swam earlier, it didn't look like she was injured at all. But before I could confront her, they left. What a bunch of love-struck jerks. I was so depressed, I spent a couple of hours at my favorite ice cream shop eating my feelings. But once the banana splits were gone, I headed home. And to my surprise, I saw Mariana across the street. She was dressed like some weird spy and went inside a dirty-looking alley. I followed her and saw that she was buying a weird packet from some homeless dude. Hey, what you got there, bestie?
Did you hit your head on that dive? I am not your bestie.
Is it Russian candy? Is it a wig? Or is it a whole new personality you use only when Andre's around?
It's your brother's heart, and it's all mine.
She was a piece of work and super suspicious. I wanted to follow her, but I was already late. Mom and Dad would probably send a SWAT team after me. So that night, I borrowed Andre's laptop and did some research. I found a few articles about Mariana's injury, but then I found a creepy Reddit thread about athletes using performance-enhancing pills. I was shocked. Is that how Mariana had swum so well in the competition with an injury? I had to find out. But the next day, I walked into school and everyone was talking about Mariana and Andre like they were a celebrity couple. Andre, of all people, was popular. He suddenly had this confidence I'd never seen before. It was kinda awesome. But Mariana was ruining swimming for me.
We've decided I'll take your place on the swim team for regionals.
What? You can't do that. You're not even a permanent student. Aren't you supposed to be injured and resting? Coach!
I'm sorry, Larissa. We have a chance to compete with an international gold medalist on our team, and she seems strong enough now.
I was so mad, I tore up all of her posters from my room and trashed all the merchandise. All I'd wanted to be was noticed by my idol, but she just turned out to be a massive jerk. I was gonna bring her down if it was the last thing I did.
Hey, Mariana told me what happened. It was really sweet of you to give her your place. She really needed this.
I didn't give up anything. Your evil girlfriend pushed me out. Swimming is the only thing I'm good at, but she couldn't even let me have it.
Look, I know you're hurt, but she's a good person.
It's all an act. She's only pretending to be your girlfriend to get under my skin.
Yes, Larissa, I'm sure. My relationship is all about you. Everything is always about you. The only reason a girl could want to be with me is to get back at you. Not because I have anything worth liking. Right?
Wow! I didn't know you were so desperate to be liked. You'll defend the devil herself. Some brother you turned out to be. I hated the look of hurt in Andre's eyes, but I was just so mad. The next day, I sneaked into the gym and went through Mariana's locker. And I found the package she'd taken from the man in the alley, and it had pills inside. I ran to the head coach and showed him everything. Mariana went ballistic.
They aren't what you think. I'm not a cheat.
Then explain how your injury healed so quickly. You're lying, Mariana, and I have proof.
Stop this, Larissa. You don't know what you're talking about.
No! For once, I'm the smart one and you're being dumb. She played you with her big eyes and pretty face. She's just a cheating witch.
Stop calling me that!
And then she pushed me into the water. The head coach insisted on getting her tested, and she went bananas. She started ripping up pool noodles with her teeth and threw swimming flippers at the students like a mad person. 2 coaches had to drag her away, and she was suspended during the investigation. But I wasn't even happy about it. My teammates were mad at me for being a sneak. Andre wasn't talking to me, and Mariana. All the blood work came out clear. Turns out the pills were special Russian vitamins. But she was so messed up with all the media attention and headlines, she completely failed at the regionals. I felt like a total jerk. It was time for me to apologize. Hey, I'm sorry about the whole mix-up.
As if your plan worked. I lost the competition and my reputation. Now you can have your perfect life back.
Perfect? My life is not perfect. My adoptive family is the bomb. But I've always felt a bit lost since I was a kid. Swimming makes me feel like I belong. And you took that away from me.
Yes, I did, because I'm better at it, and it's good for the team. But Andre was right. You're a selfish, spoiled brat who only thinks about herself.
I was so mad. I slapped her hard across the cheek. We were rolling around on the floor, fighting like cats, when suddenly Andre came in between.
What the heck is wrong with you two?
She started it. She's always hated me.
That's enough. I love you both, but this needs to stop.
You love me?
Are you okay? Do you have brain fever?
Stop it. Larissa! After all these years, I've taken a back seat while Mom and Dad obsessed over you. I thought you'd be okay with me being the center of attention for once.
It was true. Mom and Dad always went out of their way to make me happy and keep me safe. They hardly ever talked about Andre. I was selfish and felt terrible for not realizing it before.
And Mariana, you can't blame Larissa for jumping to conclusions when she doesn't know the truth.
What truth? Suddenly Mariana looked so sad it broke my heart.
My family had to flee Russia. Some really bad men were after my father, and I had to fake an injury so they would give us quick visas to come to America for my medical treatment. Now, I can never go back, and I can never swim for another country if I want to keep my family safe. That's why I wanted to be part of the swim team so badly.
But that doesn't explain why you're so mean and horrible.
It's all I knew. In Russia, you don't become a champion by being nice and sweet. You have to be really tough and fight for your place. It will be a hard habit to break, but I see you all as competition, especially you. You're good.
She said it reluctantly, but she said it. And I was on cloud 9. Aw, that's all I ever wanted to hear from you.
You, get away from me or I'll take the words back.
You can't take it back. Now you think I'm good, and we'll be on the same team together. It's gonna be epic.
Is your sister crazy? What is wrong with her? Why is she so huggy?
She's just really happy, and so am I.
Hi everyone, my name is Harper and I'm from New York. Please like and subscribe. I was born to a super rich single mom who was a successful businesswoman. She was a very hardworking lady but loved me just as much.
Hey, sweetie, what do you want for dinner tonight? After that, we can go buy your favorite doll.
But ma'am, the way to downtown is blocked off right now.
Then get the helicopter ready. Because there's no way I'm not making something special for my girl's 5th birthday. Grab anything you like.
Oh, Mommy, I love you. She was the best. But unlike her, I was kinda shy. The next morning, she even used a helicopter to take me to school on my first day. Thanks to that, I instantly became super popular. But things took a strange turn soon after. One time when the teacher asked me to recite a poem in front of the whole class, I was already super nervous. But just then, a kid pointed at me and screamed.
Look at her face! She looks like an eggplant about to burst!
And then all the kids started pointing and laughing. I quickly ran to the washroom to check what was going on, and when I looked in the mirror, I freaked out. Ah! My face was really purple! The teacher found out and immediately called my mom, saying I had some psychological issues, so she took me to the doctor.
I'm afraid your daughter might have a rare condition that causes her face to turn really purple whenever she's nervous or excited.
No, why? I felt really sad when the doctor said there was no permanent cure, and I'd have to get used to it. Mom tried to lift my spirits, but I wasn't feeling good about myself. When we got home, I ran to the garden because I wanted to be alone. But there I saw Levi, a maid's kid struggling to climb up a tree. What are you doing here?
My ball got stuck on the tree and I can't get it back.
Give me a leg up and we can get it! But as soon as I took the first step, my foot slipped and we both fell to the ground. Embarrassed, my face turned purple. Gosh, he's about to laugh at me.
Wow, you can change colors like a superhero. You're awesome.
Oh, really? And his words gave me so much confidence. After that day, Levi and I became really close. Since Mom was mostly busy, we spent all our time playing together. I realized Levi was super smart. He even helped me with my homework. And when Mom saw this, she enrolled him at my school too. But as we grew up, the kids at school always made fun of him for being a maid's son.
Oops, my juice spilled on the floor. We need to call your mom to clean it up, Levi.
You!
I heard people say your mom's the Minister of Cleanliness and Sanitation. I'm sure she can do the job better.
And you want to clean up for his mom, huh? Jerk rich brat. How dare you?
She looked like her head was on fire, but I didn't care. I won't let anyone talk like that to my best friend on my watch. But over time, my purple disease started to bother me more. Levi would tell me not to pay so much attention to it. But he was a boy. So every time I saw a guy who was a total babe, I'd try to imagine my grandpa in a weird costume.
Ew!
And that would calm my excitement. One day, I was walking with Levi in the garden when Mom called me in, and I found her standing next to a really cute guy around our age.
Harper, this is James, my bestie's son. He's new here. Maybe later you can show him around the city.
We started talking, and he seemed like a nice guy. Levi's mom walked over with a cake and tea on the tray, and suddenly she tripped on the carpet. The glasses and cake went flying straight at James's face, who jumped up from his seat.
You stupid maid! Are you blind? Gosh, look what you've done. This shirt is worth more than your whole year's salary.
Just then, Levi walked into the room angrily, but before he could say anything, his mom signaled him to stop. She immediately apologized to James, and Mom told her to go. As James went away to change, I wish I'd said something, but I didn't want to make the room even more tense. And later, I took him out reluctantly to show him around the city. As we were walking down a street after dinner, he suddenly took my hand.
Harper, I had a great time with you today. How about we end this beautiful night with a kiss?
No, thank you!
Ah! Monster, your face is purple, weirdo.
My face was all purple because I was so mad, and I slapped his stupid face so hard. This was the worst evening of my life, you moron! Stay away from me! Later that night, when I reached home, Levi was nowhere to be seen, and I knew where I'd find him. The garden. Hey, what are you doing here by yourself?
Oh, you're back from your date with that jerk. I would have punched him if Mom hadn't stopped me. By the way, did you two kiss?
Yep, of course! I slapped him right across the face when he tried to do that.
What? Did he say something to you? Are you okay?
I'm fine! And I should have slapped him earlier when he talked to your mom like that. By the way, you look cute when you're jealous.
Jealous? Who said I was jealous?
I turned towards him and he gave me a big smile. And I couldn't help but kiss him. It was my first kiss and it felt amazing. A couple of days later, I went into Mom's room to ask her something, but I found her looking really worried. What's wrong, Mom?
Hi, so honey, one of the heirloom necklaces that I wear at this fundraising event every year is missing.
What? We should call the police immediately!
I've already informed the police and I'm having the guards look into it too, honey.
The necklace had been in our family for generations, and it was freaking expensive. Mom had the security team looking into the CCTV footage, and it turned out that Levi was the one who'd entered and left Mom's room late at night. No, it couldn't be! When the guards went and searched Levi's and Mom's room, they found the necklace in one of the drawers. Levi, you stole my mom's necklace?
Harper, are you calling me a thief? How could you even think that? I didn't steal anything.
Then how do you explain this necklace here? If you needed money, you could have just—
I can't believe you turned out to be like all those other rich brats who don't trust me just because I'm poor.
What? How could you?
That's enough. The evidence speaks for itself. Harper, honey, go back to your room.
I couldn't believe he had the nerve to talk to me like that. After what he did, I stormed back to my room. I didn't want to talk to him ever again. Only my wish came true. Mom told me that evening that Levi and his mom had confessed to their crime. Since Mom had the necklace back, she called off the police, but she fired them. They were gone. Of course, Mom had to do that, but I felt devastated. The next few days, I didn't feel like doing anything except staying in bed and watching Luna Avatar videos. Mom came in and tried her best to cheer me up.
Oh, sweetie, forget about those people. Do you want to go on vacation or go shopping?
No, Mom, I'm fine. Summer break was almost over, and I decided I wasn't spending any more time moping over that loser. I was really going to focus on my studies in the last year of high school. But as soon as I entered my class, I bumped into this new girl who shouted,
Watch where you're going, moron!
"Excuse me! Watch your mouth!" First, she scanned me from top to bottom and then pushed me. I was about to push her back when I heard a familiar voice from behind.
Stay away from her!
I turned around and saw Levi walk towards me. I was certain he'd left the school. I don't need you to take my side, you thief. But he just walked past me and went up to that girl.
Are you okay, Josie?
What? The dancing ducks! He was worried about this new weirdo and not me.
Oh, Levi, she attacked me!
Shut up, she's a liar, she!
Just because you're super rich doesn't mean you can treat everyone like dirt.
What? You don't even know what happened here.
Just stay away from me and my friends.
As if I want to be close to you. And who's this friend? And what are you even doing here?
In case you forgot, I'm pretty smart and I applied for a scholarship, and I don't have to answer your questions.
He took Josie's hand and stormed off. Gosh, he really had a lot of attitude for a thief. I could feel my face turning crazy purple with anger, and I quickly ran off to the washroom to cool off. This whole year was just gonna be awful. I avoided them completely, but seeing that stupid Josie clinging to Levi all the time somehow made my blood boil. A few weeks later, our teacher announced a school trip to a fancy skiing resort, and everyone had to pay $800 for it. As the bell rang and everyone left, Levi walked up to the teacher.
Ma'am, I won't be able to go on the trip because it's my sister's wedding that weekend.
She nodded and he left. He didn't have a sister. I knew he lied because he didn't have the money to go. I caught up with the teacher as she walked out. I have a favor to ask, ma'am. Would it be okay if I paid for Levi's trip? But you can't tell him. Please tell him that the school decided to take all the kids for free. She agreed to do that. And I was so happy when I saw her talking to Levi separately the next day, and his face lit up. On the day of the trip, we were all on the school bus when I heard Levi say to Josie,
Isn't it really cool that the school made this trip free for everyone?
Free? What are you talking about? I paid $800 for it.
Yeah, we all did. What do you mean, man?
Levi looked shocked and then his eyes met mine. Oh God, he caught me.
No, I didn't mean that. I think some snacks on the trip are free.
And when we got to the resort, he immediately pulled me aside and turned to me angrily.
Why did you pay for my trip? And don't even try to deny it. I know you did it.
Okay, yeah, I did. What's the big deal?
I don't want anyone's charity, especially from someone like you.
What's that supposed to mean? Someone like me? Why are you acting like you don't know me?
I don't know you. You're not who I thought you were.
Oh, yeah, you neither. I walked past him with angry tears. Why had I even bothered? A few days later, there was a dance in school for all the high school students, and my mood instantly turned sour. Seeing Josie pull Levi onto the dance floor and wrap her arms around him, I was so annoyed that I picked a random guy and pulled him to the dance floor too. Whoa! The entire time I could see Levi glaring at me every time I inched closer to that guy. Perfect! But this guy was starting to get a little too comfy. So I pushed him away and walked out. But he followed me outside.
Come on! What's the rush, baby girl? We're not done dancing yet.
Yes, we are. Can you please back off? But he didn't, so I kicked him hard in the knee. Just then, Levi came from behind and punched him.
How dare you try to touch her, you moron!
I pulled Levi away before he could hurt him anymore, and the guy ran for his life.
You had to pick the biggest sleazeball to dance with.
What's your problem? Go cling on to your girlfriend.
She's not my girlfriend. Harper, why can't you be more responsible?
Why do you care? You've been nothing but mean to me since I got here.
Because I'm mad at you. It doesn't mean I don't care. I just can't forgive you because you called me a thief.
Yeah, because you stole my mom's necklace. I saw you on the CCTV.
CCTV? What are you talking about?
I saw you leaving my mom's room the night before on the CCTV camera. And they found the necklace in your room.
What? I went there because your mom called me to discuss your birthday surprise. I have no idea how the necklace got into my room.
What? Mom called you? So why did you confess to the crime if you were innocent?
Confess? No, we didn't. Your mom threatened to throw us in jail if we didn't leave immediately, so we did.
What? Was he telling the truth? Why did Mom do that? I had to find out the truth. When I got home, I went straight to the most trusted maid we had and asked her what really happened. She reluctantly confirmed what Levi had already told me. He and his mom had never admitted they stole the necklace and Mom had simply made them leave. I went straight to Mom's room.
Oh, honey, you're home.
How about? Is it true that you called Levi into your room the night before the necklace went missing?
What? Who said that?
And they never admitted to stealing the necklace? But you said they did. I want to know the truth. Mom, please, no more lies. The look on her face suddenly changed as she fell back into her chair.
Yes, I did. I did. All of that to keep you away from Levi. That's why I introduced you to James. But even that didn't work. When I saw you kissing Levi, I had to do something drastic. I just didn't want you to suffer like I did.
Suffer like you? What are you talking about?
Your father was the son of my dad's driver, and I was so madly in love with him. But soon after I told your dad I was pregnant with you, he ran away with all the money and jewelry in the house. I didn't want you to end up like me. These poor people are all the same.
That's so unfair. Mom, I'm sorry about what you went through, but what you did to Levi and his mom was terrible. They're good people who didn't deserve any of it. I'm not going to forgive you for that.
Harper, please don't say that. I did it because I love you, honey.
Well, you don't make people suffer when you love them. Mom! I shut myself up in my room, refusing to open the door for Mom. And the next day at school, I spotted Levi on his way to class. And I ran to him and hugged him. Oh, Levi, I'm so sorry!
Harper, what happened?
I'm just so sorry. I should have trusted you. And then I broke down and told him everything. I thought he'd be so mad, but he just hugged me.
It's okay, Harper. It's not your fault. What your mom did was awful, but maybe I'll be able to forgive her one day, and you will too. Let's put it behind us, because I've really missed you.
I've missed you too, Levi.
Let me start making up for lost time.
Hi, I'm Alva from Sweden, and I have an incredibly rare genetic mutation that causes my aging process to be much slower than normal. Like when I was 6 years old, I looked like a dumb 2-year-old toddler, which made people treat me like one, and things got even worse as a teenager. But to hear the rest of my story, please like and subscribe. Because of my condition, my parents decided to homeschool me till I was a bit older. I only got to hang out with other kids at the playground, and I'd get picked on all the time because I looked so much smaller than everybody.
Welcome, dwarfs. To her, we're giants.
Even once, when I was about 8 years old, I was playing on the slides in the park when a worried-looking woman came running over to me.
Sweetie, are you lost?
No?
Oh, poor baby, probably can't understand a thing. You must be so scared.
Do I look scared? And I'm not a baby. But she wasn't even listening to me. She just pulled out her phone and called the police.
We have a missing child here, officer. Please help her find her mommy and daddy.
Despite my protests, the policeman still lifted me into a stroller, took me to the station, and started taking pictures of me for missing child posters.
Oh my god, I know my parents' number and address.
I live right across the street from the playground, and you guys kidnapped me! That was just one of the countless times my parents had to go to the police station to explain and bring me home. It only temporarily stopped when I joined school in the 7th grade. The minute I walked into the classroom, a girl elbowed me roughly and said,
"Oh, little one, who are you looking for? Or are you lost?"
"Oh, if only I had $1 for every time I heard that, I would be a millionaire by now, and I wouldn't need to be in the school with dumb people like you." And with that, I pushed her aside and took my seat. When I did all the math problems correctly in the first lesson, the teacher called me over looking all starstruck.
Wow, Alva, you're a genius!
Thanks, but why?
Because you solved these algebra problems meant for 12-year-olds.
But I am 12 years old! The teacher just giggled. And then did something I hate. She grabbed my hoodie and lifted me like I was a little kid.
Oh, aren't you a little cutie pie? Yes, you definitely have the mind of a 12-year-old.
No matter how many times I said it, no one believed that I was actually 12. They'd rather believe I was some kind of baby genius who'd been bumped up a few grades. After trying really hard, finally, I gave in and let everyone believe I was super smart. Even so, this didn't really help me become popular or make friends, though. Jessica, the meanest girl in class, wasn't too happy because everyone thought I was the smartest, and she made sure everyone constantly made fun of me.
Oh, my butt looks so huge. Are you wearing a diaper? What kind of language is that book in? Goo goo gaga? Is anyone volunteering to lift Alva up to the toilet?
Another time I was eating lunch by myself when Jessica suddenly stopped by my table.
Oh, how is the baby going to eat all that with her little baby teeth?
Why are you this way, Jessica? What do you mean? I mean, why are you so awful to me? You're the most popular girl in class.
Yeah, I know. But before you showed up out of nowhere, I was the smartest too.
Fine, you're the prettiest and the smartest girl in the world. Can you leave me alone now, please?
Sure, but let me mash everything for the little baby to eat first.
And with that, she started pounding my food with her fist.
OMG, you are such a psycho!
I picked up the smushed piece of cake and flung it at her face. She picked up my glass of juice and dunked it on my head. My battle with the big bully happened. And before we knew it, everybody joined in for fun and a full-scale food fight had broken out. We both got detention, and after that day I found a corner in the little playpen for the kindergarten kids and basically had lunch there by myself for the next 3 years. Until one day, Isak came and sat next to me. Isak had just joined our class a few weeks ago and he was a total babe. With all the popular girls drooling all over him, I was sure he wouldn't notice someone like me, which is why I was pretty shocked to find him here.
Why do you always have lunch alone?
Is this your first time in high school? Of course, I don't expect someone like you to get it. He took my hand and looked deep into my eyes.
I don't understand why there's such an adorable girl in this high school.
I was so annoyed at how fast that made my heart beat. After that, Isak and I became really good friends. He'd always sit with me to watch his football games and started coming over to my place for study dates. Since he joined so late, He needed to do a lot of catching up, and I was more than happy to help. I hated to admit it. I just had the biggest crush on him. The annual spring dance was around the corner, and it was all anyone could talk about at school. All the girls were yapping nonstop about their dresses and who they'd be going with. Of course, I was hoping Isak would ask me out, but when he didn't, I decided I didn't need to wait around like a sappy Disney princess. I'd ask him out myself. I bought tickets for the opening show of the new Avengers movie. Just as we were about to enter the theater, one of the cinema staff stopped me.
Hey, little girl, you can't go in. That's a PG-13 movie.
I'm almost 16 here! Look at my ID!
We see fake IDs all the time, kid. Sorry, but I can't let you go.
And with that, he pushed me out of line and refused to listen to me anymore. I can't believe this. Let's go then.
Go. I mean, what's the point of wasting both the tickets? We'll still have dinner together, okay?
And just like that, he turned and went inside. I was furious, as I couldn't even go anywhere because he'd driven me here. When he finally came out after 3 hours, he was practically jumping with excitement.
OMG, that was epic! Deadpool is way funnier and cooler than I imagined!
He'd not only watched the movie without me, he'd ruined it for me completely. I thought maybe the rest of the evening would go a little better, but boy was I wrong. At the end of the meal, when the waitress brought us our fortune cookies, they looked over excitedly at Isak to open his and read the little note inside.
Will you be my date for the spring dance, Isak?
He looked up at me in complete shock.
Alva, I don't know how to say this, but no. How could you even think that? You're more like a little sister to me. I've already asked Jessica out. Man, you've really made things awkward.
I felt so utterly crushed and stupid I flung a glass of water in his face. I wish I could become Wolverine to leave 3 scars on your mouth. And with that, I ran out of there and took the bus home. Nobody was more grateful than me when stupid high school ended and I was off to college. It wasn't too far from my town, so my parents could visit me often or come bail me out every time an officer thought I was an underage driver. Gosh, this is the 3rd time this month. Why are you police officers so dumb? Can't you see I have a real license?
She doesn't mean that, officer. Come on, sweetie. Let's go!
My parents always had my back, but no one understood how frustrating it was for me to be treated like a kid all the time until I met Andrew. In my 2nd year at university, I took up a job as a professor's assistant for one of the courses. I knew the other students made fun of me behind my back, but one day they went really overboard. The professor was unexpectedly detained and I was taking the class in his place. As soon as I turned my back to the board, I got hit by a dozen paper balls. I turned around to see everyone snickering. I'm your teacher! Didn't your parents teach you any respect?
You're not our teacher! You can't even reach the top of the board without standing on a stool. Go back to school, loser!
You can't behave this way with me! I want everyone who's responsible to apologize right now!
Or you'll do what? Go crying to your mommy?
I'll fail you in every single assignment. You do remember I grade them, right?
Oh no! I'm scared, Miss Alva. Will you forgive me if I give you a lollipop?
That's it! Get out!
Happy to! Come on, guys, let's go! We don't need to take orders from some high school smarty pants!
And just like that, the whole class walked out. I tried to keep my cool, but when everyone had left, I burst into angry tears. Just then, I felt a gentle tap on the shoulder, and I looked up to see that it was Andrew, one of the students.
I'm really sorry about the way they treated you. I think you're really smart and beautiful.
We became friends, and soon after we started dating. He was just the sweetest guy, and even though he looked much older than me, he was never ashamed to hold my hand in public, even if it got us weird looks. A few weeks later, I had an internship interview in another city, and Andrew offered to see me off at the airport. Just as I was leaving, he took my hand.
Good luck, babe. I hope you get it, but I'll really miss you.
And with that, he pulled me in for our first kiss. My head was still spinning with joy, and finally I saw a few policemen walking towards us.
Sir, please move away from the kid!
What's the problem, officer?
We've recently had many reports of a gang kidnapping young girls, and you need to come down to the station with us to answer a few questions.
Wait, what? He's not a kidnapper. He's my boyfriend, and I'm 20 years old. The policeman didn't listen to a word we said, and we were taken down to the station. My parents had to come down again with my birth certificate and baby pictures before they finally let us go. It turned out that the people at the airport had been making videos of the whole thing, and it had gone viral on social media with people saying all sorts of mean things about me and Andrew. And to make things worse, the company I had an interview with wasn't happy that I didn't show up, so I lost the internship too. I was beyond furious now. I took to social media myself and posted a video talking about how I'd always been discriminated against because of the way I looked. The video went viral, and I started receiving a lot of sympathy messages and support. The public pressure made the police issue an official apology, and the company even offered me the internship again. But my condition had really sparked an interest in the public, and I was being invited to tons of TV and online interviews. All everyone wanted to know was the secret of my youth. Soon enough, I realized that people envied me. One morning, I picked up the local newspaper from the door and was horrified to see my face splashed across the front page with the headline, "Girl Discovers Secret to Eternal Youth."
Babe, come here and look outside the window.
To my shock, there was a massive crowd of people outside our apartment building, and the minute they spotted me in the window, they started screaming.
Have you discovered the Fountain of Youth? Tell us where it is. What do you eat to look so young? I'll pay anything for it.
With your anti-aging formula for youthful skin, we can become millionaires. Come work for our skincare company.
This was complete madness, and I had to put an end to it. I opened the window and everybody became quiet to hear what I had to say. Listen, there is no secret. It's a condition I've always had, and it's not a blessing. I've never had anyone take me seriously my whole life. I spent all of high school being bullied. My message to everyone is that we all need to learn to be happy in our own skins and accept everyone as they are. Thankfully, the message spread far and wide, and people didn't bother me again. But I still became pretty famous and was regularly called for talks on self-acceptance and against bullying. I'm married to Andrew now, and we have 2 young kids, and secretly I really don't mind at all when someone says I don't look like a mom.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I live in Canada. Please like and subscribe to Luna Avatar. I was born in a vibrant city full of colors, but I can only see a few of them. I found out I was colorblind when I was just 3 years old. People think my world is just black and white, but actually, to me, a rainbow is only blue and yellow. It's a genetic thing because my dad is colorblind too. Oh, and he was super rich, so we lived in this huge mansion. It wouldn't be so bad to be just like him. The trouble began when I started going to school. My teacher went crazy trying to explain colors to me, but I couldn't identify a single one correctly. The other kids just made it worse, especially my classmates Cindy and Ryan. They were twins, and they were both super annoying. They would judge and review my outfit every single day in front of everyone. Dad and I couldn't spot a lot of patterns, so most of the time, I honestly had no idea what I actually looked like.
She looked like a stupid clown. Did you get dressed in the dark?
I'm colorblind!
What is that? That's fake.
Cindy even told the whole class that I was lying about a weird fake disease to cover up my stupidity, and everyone looked at me like I was dumb. Ryan was somehow even more annoying than Cindy. He wanted to test and see if I was telling the truth, so he would randomly put paint marks on my things to see if I would notice. Stop ruining my things!
You jerk! I knew you lied. You could see them.
I don't see some colors! Some! One day, Cindy went too far. She stole my sketchbook, tore up all my drawings, and pasted them all over the school hallway. The whole class laughed at my blue tree and green skies. I attacked her, and we started fighting on the ground while all the other kids cheered. Suddenly, Ryan showed up and stopped us.
Stop it, Cindy, take the pictures down.
What's up with you? You're taking her side?
If she's really colorblind, we shouldn't make fun of her.
I was in shock. Ryan was defending me. Cindy walked away fuming, and I thanked him. Not only did he take down all the pictures and clear everyone out, but he also apologized for not believing me. He then spent days asking me tons of questions to better understand my condition.
Is everyone in your family colorblind? Is it like temporary memory loss? If I hit you on the head, will you see colors again?
Oh, that was such a dumb question. But honestly, he's kinda cute. I thought we could actually become friends, but something happened that ruined it all. The interview to get into a fancy private middle school. All the kids wanted to get into that school because it was the only good one in the entire town, and the competition was insane. Unfortunately, I didn't do well on the test, and the teacher didn't hesitate to cut me from the pass list. Cindy laughed out loud.
Ha! I knew you were stupid.
Before the first tear could say goodbye from my eyes, my dad jumped into action. He offered the school a huge donation to accept me.
Sorry, but we don't have any spots left for any more children. Even if you—
I'll double the donation, then give her someone else's spot.
Dad, that's cheating! The teacher's eyes lit up when she saw the check. And unfortunately, Cindy was the one who got picked.
You have the lowest marks after Hannah, so it has to be you.
The stupid teacher was so happy about the donation that she let it slip, and Cindy and her parents went crazy with rage.
This is bribery. This is unfair.
The crowd of adults became chaotic and started fighting each other. Ryan gave me the worst look ever.
I can't believe you would do this.
I knew he was cheating, but Dad refused to back down. We joined our new school, and Ryan came without his twin. One day, he told us that Cindy had been sent to boarding school.
None of the other schools in town are good. Now she has to live away from her family. I hope you're happy, Hannah.
That was the day we became enemies. He hated me. I felt guilty, so I bought him a lot of presents as an apology, but he kept throwing them back in my face.
You can't buy me, you brat!
He told everyone that I was only here because of bribery, and they all thought I was a rich, spoiled jerk. He called me stupid names in class, and he made fun of my outfit so much that I started asking my maids to choose them for me. As if school wasn't hard enough, as I was growing up, the subjects were getting harder, and our textbooks labeled everything in different colors. I could hardly understand what my teachers were teaching because they always used colored chalk and gave us color-coded notes for every class. Every time I failed, Ryan was ready to attack me.
Oh, isn't your dad super rich? Why don't you just buy yourself a better grade?
I threw my paper in his face. Even if I was bad at getting grades, I could still dance, sing, and run. I started going to classes and training after school, and in a few months, I was a part of both the school track team and the cheerleading squad.
I guess you can buy a place in any club.
Shut up, Ryan! Make me! I did make him shut up when I won my first gold medal in track. I rubbed it in his face so hard when my winning streak continued. My principal called me to her office to congratulate me and said,
Hannah, you can get amazing offers from colleges if you keep performing like this, but you have to maintain an average grade of AC.
That made me nervous, and his solution made me want to throw up.
We're going to partner you up with the best kid in school, Ryan.
Ryan walked in with the most evil look on his face. The teacher said that Ryan would be my partner in every class from now on, and he would tutor me every day after school. Oh no, I tried to protest, but my teacher thought it was a great idea and Ryan agreed with him. What was he going to get out of this? The answer was simple. He wanted to torture me. He gave me a mountain of homework every day. And if I didn't do it, he threatened to report me to the teacher whenever we partnered up for projects. He made me do all the work for the learning experience. He was going out of his way to annoy me. And one day, I just vented to my dad about it at dinner. I was not prepared for what Dad did next. He showed up at school and barged into class with the principal. They announced that Ryan was expelled for bullying me. What? We all rushed to the principal's office and I screamed at my dad. What are you doing?
Getting rid of your bully.
I didn't want you to solve my problem. I just wanted your support.
I am supporting.
You can't just crush people's lives for me. It's not fair. It's what made everyone hate me in the first place. If you do this, I am never talking to you again.
Dad looked shocked. We had never shouted at each other like this.
Fine, he can stay. Never bully my daughter again.
With that, Dad stormed out without even looking at me. I'd never fought with him before, and I couldn't help but cry when Ryan offered me a tissue. I slapped his hand away.
I don't want your help. Just go away.
I'm not helping you. I'm just standing near you and I happen to have a tissue.
I snatched it out of his hands and turned to leave, but he pulled me back.
Why didn't you just let him expel me? Don't I bug you?
I'm not a jerk. I hated taking Cindy's place and I wish I could undo it. I'd never do that to someone again.
I may have been meaner to you than I needed to be. I'm sorry.
You're what?
I'm sorry, okay? I'm not saying it again.
With that, he ran away and I was stunned. This was the nicest conversation we'd had in years. When I went home that day, Dad and I sat down to talk about what happened. To my surprise, he apologized for going overboard. I made him promise to trust me and let me handle my life myself.
How can I make it up to you? Is there anything that you want?
That's when I got an idea. I asked Dad to pay the school to offer Cindy a place again. She's living away from her family because of us. We should fix it. Dad agreed. And the next day, he put in a request to have Cindy transferred back. She accepted the offer from our school, and when Ryan realized she was coming back, he went crazy.
Did you do this?
Yes, I'm so happy she got accepted.
Thank you.
He grabbed me in a hug so tight I could barely breathe. He finally forgave me for everything that happened, and we became friends again. He tutored me for real this time. He found colorblind-friendly versions of our textbooks, and if he couldn't, he would make notes that I could clearly understand. I finally got a B average, and I got an offer from an amazing college. I literally flew into Ryan's arms. He lost his balance, and we fell. Our faces were so close together that I blushed. Suddenly, someone pulled him away from me. It was Cindy. She was back, and I was nervous.
I was sure that she still hated me for all those years she had to be away from her family. But she acted totally sweet and normal.
I know you took my spot, but I bullied you when we were kids. We both did stupid things. I miss my family, but I had a nice life in school. I'm just happy to be back now, and I hope we can be friends.
I was shocked, but Cindy and I actually started hanging out. When Ryan finally got into his dream college, we all celebrated together. One day, Cindy showed up at my house and she was in tears. She told me that her family was out of money.
There's no way they can pay for Ryan's college.
But he literally dreams about college.
He can't go unless you do something about it. Your dad has connections, right? He can convince the college to give him a full scholarship.
No, we can't interfere.
We have to. Ryan already has a spot, so we're not hurting anyone. He works so hard. He deserves this.
I was scared, but she was right. I asked my dad for help and he said,
I have a friend at the university I can talk to. I'll do it.
A few days later, Ryan showed up at school fuming.
Did your dad contact the scholarship committee behind my back?
No!
Tell me the truth!
Everyone fell silent.
Yes, he did!
They just sent me their rejection letter for using my connections to get a scholarship. They banned me from applying again. You ruined everything, Hannah.
My jaw hit the floor as he stormed off. I'd messed up horribly. Ryan refused to come to school, and he didn't pick up any of my calls. Cindy even took me to their house, and he just hid in his room and played music at the highest volume so he couldn't hear me. I was utterly shattered by what I'd done. I told my dad about it, and he came up with a plan. He apologized to the committee and told them that Ryan had no idea about his involvement.
My daughter has a crush on the kid at school, so she made me do it.
Oh my God, Dad! With his explanation and a sizable donation, the school agreed to lift the ban on Ryan. I literally flew over to his house to tell him about it. He wouldn't open the door, so Cindy let me in through the window in his room.
What the heck?
The college wants you back. They lifted the ban.
I got their email. Did your dad pay for this too?
Maybe he did. So what?
It feels like you do whatever you want, and you just pay for your problems to go away.
I didn't pay for my problems to go away. I did it for you. I thought you deserved that school.
You're being an idiot, Ryan. I convinced Hannah to help. She didn't even want to do it.
I could have gotten into so much trouble.
I just acted rashly because I care about you. I wanted you to have what you want, and I almost ruined everything. I'm really sorry. When Ryan finally forgave me, I literally burst into tears. I did not like feeling guilty. They both hugged me, and I finally felt better. I promised to never mess with their lives again now that all three of us were friends. Cindy noticed my feelings for Ryan instantly. She was so excited for me to ask him out, but I would get all nervous and chicken out every time. One day, Ryan and I were sitting in the cafeteria when a boy walked up to me.
Hey, Hannah, Cindy said you were looking for a date, so I thought I'd take you out to dinner. You in?
Cindy gave me a wink and Ryan just glared at him.
She can't go out with you. She's going out with me.
I am?
Oh, I didn't ask you. I'll do it now. Hannah, you want to go out with me?
Dude! I asked her first.
She'll pick me.
I don't know.
Come on!
It's a real pickle. I'll need 2 or 3 days to think about it. Ryan leaned across the table and kissed me. I was breathless.
Yes, my plan worked.
Hi, my name is Luna, aka the Vampire Girl, and it's all because I had the meanest parents. But before I continue, please like and subscribe. I grew up in a normal family in a small town in the Netherlands. But as I got older, I realized that my parents were not just normal. They were actually weirdos. I had never seen them leave the house, like going out for work or buying supplies. What was most annoying was that they often whispered to each other about something extremely mysterious. You might wonder how we could survive. Well, a box of supplies would mysteriously arrive every week, and I had never seen the delivery man. Every day, Dad would spend hours reading the newspaper and circling stuff on it with a red marker. Once, when I was 3, I was trying to warn my dad that there was a spider about to crawl over his breakfast, but he kept ignoring me, so I leapt onto the table and put my foot in his bowl, spilling it all over his newspaper, and Dad went bonkers.
Oh my God, do you realize what you've done?
Spider, spider!
You're just Spider, idiot! Just leave me alone!
Mom, hug! Hug!
You, stay away from me! Didn't I buy you a bunch of stuffed animals? Go back to your room and hug them.
Gosh, I wished I could just leave them forever. They didn't even love me. We never had any visitors, but my grandma. But when I was 5, Grandma came to see us once and she brought me an adorable cat. I was so happy. A rare creature is about to live in my house. But of course my parents are just being themselves.
We already have Luna. It's hard enough to take care of her. No, just take it back, please, Mom.
No freaking way! I ran up to my room with the cat and slammed the door shut. But when I woke up in the morning, my cat had flown away, even though it didn't have wings. I looked all over the house. Nothing. I just knew my parents had gotten rid of it. I screamed and cried, but they said they didn't know anything. Liars! I made a bold decision to run outside and search for my kitten. This was the first time I was breaking my family's rules. But that didn't matter anymore, because I had decided I was never going back to this house. It was a really sunny day, and as I kept running, my skin suddenly started turning really red and itchy. Oh, my body's getting scorched by the sun! I let out one huge scream and fainted. When I woke up, I was lying on my bed. In the room were the doctor and my parents. The doctor said I had a rare condition and advised my parents to absolutely prevent me from any exposure to sunlight.
See? That's what happens when you don't take our advice.
No, that's not true. That can't be right. My parents might be weird, but doctors aren't. Besides, the sun almost killed me, and I never want to go through that horrible feeling again. So after that, I refused to let a single ray of sunlight touch my body, not even indoors. I covered myself from tip to toe, socks, trek pants, hoodie, and a face mask. Only my eyes were visible. The weirdest people like my parents almost fainted when they first saw me running around the house like a little ninja. From nightfall is when I felt safe to remove my costume. I never go outside during the day because I think the outfit isn't thick enough. I even insisted on being homeschooled. But when I turned 15, my parents decided to let me attend regular school. Are you serious? Do you want me to die? I'm allergic to the sun, you know.
I'm fed up with that ninja outfit. After all these years, your condition is probably completely healed by now.
I'd rather jump off a cliff than listen to you.
If you keep behaving this way, I swear I'll send you to your aunt's place in Norway. There's only sunlight there for 6 months.
Gosh, they were unbelievable, and they thought I didn't know about their plan. Fine, but don't think I won't wear this costume to school. I will! It's been years since you last walked in the sun. I can feel the heat slowly getting inside. And when people say you're weirdos for dressing me up like this, just know that you asked for it. I joined school in the 10th grade, and the minute I entered the classroom, everybody started laughing and whispering things like weirdo and freak. I chose the seat farthest from the window and kept my mask on all the time. In lunch break, I waited for everyone to leave the cafeteria before I went in, but suddenly a girl came up and slapped me on the shoulder. It was Jessie.
Luna, right? I'm just curious, why are you dressed like a garbage bag?
I'm ugly. I don't want everyone to laugh at me. She started laughing and just left. I knew that if I said I was allergic to the sun, I would definitely get into trouble. Soon enough, I discovered she was the meanest girl around and would pick on me every chance she got, throwing snakes into my backpack, hiding all the toilet paper when I used the restroom. Another day, I solved a math problem on the board, and as I was returning to my seat, I slipped on some water and fell on the floor.
That's where your place is anyway, weirdo!
I ignored Jessie's stupid pranks, but one day she went too far. I was standing in the shade enjoying a baseball game when suddenly Jessie came out and snatched my mask. I lost my balance and fell off the bleachers. I quickly pulled my hoodie over my face. You're a crazy freak! I snapped at Jessie and bit down hard on her hand. Jessie let out a pained scream.
Ah, help! Let me go! You sun-phobic vampire!
And that's how I got my name, Vampire Girl. I could hear people calling me a monster, but I didn't care. At least the bullies were a little scared of me now. A few days later, a new kid joined our class named Luca. His outfit had a bit of a medieval vibe, which made Jessie and her minions laugh uncontrollably when they saw him. They'd found their new target. I joined him in the cafeteria at lunch that day and we started talking. I found out that he was the new janitor's son. He was really sweet and never even said I was crazy when I told him about my condition. I was so happy to have made a friend. But one day, as I was walking down the hallway, I found Jessie and her friends surrounding Luca. She threw the cake on the floor and arrogantly said,
Oops! You can clean this up, Luca. I mean, you'll grow up to be a janitor like your dad, right? Come on, just sit down and wipe it with your butt.
Hey, jerk! Stop it! Didn't you promise last time that you wouldn't bully him anymore? Looks like that bite was too gentle, huh? I'll make sure it's way worse this time if you don't get out of here immediately. Jessie rolled her eyes at me, but when I leapt forward, she actually screamed and went running. Luca thanked me, and I always made sure to stick close to him after that. But then, one day, Luca and I had just entered the classroom after recess when Jessie started screaming like crazy.
OMG, my brand new iPhone! It's gone! Someone stole it!
And then she pounced on Luca and grabbed him by his shirt.
You must have done it, you little janitor! You beggar, you thief! Where is it?
Hey, knock it off you! You have no proof!
I'll get the proof, girl!
She snatched his bag and started throwing out all his things. I grabbed her hair and she turned around and attacked me. We got into a huge fight and just then the principal walked in. Jessie screamed, insisting that Luca was the culprit and that he had hidden the loot inside his locker. Of course, the principal found nothing there. However, Luca was left humiliated in front of everyone. He seemed very upset, with his face down on the desk. I caught up with him after school. Hey Luca, are you okay? Jessie is such a witch. I hate rich people. They always look down on us like we're not even human.
Maybe she called me a thief just because I'm poor. Maybe we don't belong here.
Luca, wait! And he just walked away. He didn't come to school the next day and his dad was nowhere to be seen either. A week passed and there was still no sign of them. I felt worried, but I didn't know where he lived. But then I remembered Luca talking about how his dad also worked at a restaurant in the evening, so I decided to go talk to him. As I was walking down the street one night without my mask or hoodie, I saw a masked guy running towards me, and suddenly he started snatching my bag as I tried to get away. I lunged at his face and pulled his mask off, and I nearly fell back in shock. It was Luca. But before I could say anything, he ran away. I couldn't believe my eyes. What's going on? Luca really is a thief. Jessie was right. I felt betrayed. What I didn't expect was that Luca showed up at school 2 days later, but I just ignored him. But when he kept following me and asking me what was wrong, I suddenly lost it. I'll tell you, the girl you robbed the other night on the street, that was me! He looked horrified.
You, I didn't know. I've never seen your face.
Whether it's me or not doesn't matter. The real issue is that you're a liar and a thief. I really made a mistake trusting and fighting for you. Suddenly he started weeping like a baby.
I didn't want to steal. Luna, but I just had no choice. My dad's in the hospital. We needed the money. I'm so sorry, but I swear I didn't steal Jessie's phone. I've never stolen anything until that night.
He kept crying and my heart went out to him. I'm sorry about your dad. Why didn't you tell me and everyone? Let me help you now, but promise me you'll never steal anything again.
I don't want to bother you. I don't want everyone to see me as poor or suspect me of stealing.
Don't worry about that, Luca. People are better than you think. I immediately went to talk to the school principal. Together, we planned a fundraiser for Luca's dad. Within a day, we raised all the money Luca needed for his dad's treatments and even more. The biggest donors were Jessie's parents. They kept praising me at the fundraiser for arranging the event, and this made Jessie even angrier.
Don't let it get to your head, Luna. You're still a freak and you could never be me.
As if I want to be. What's so special about you anyway, other than being super dumb?
Excuse you. I've been prom queen for the last 2 years. You could never...
Oh, that's cool, but things changed once I got involved.
Haha, seriously, it's prom, not some freak Halloween show. You'll never beat me, stupid vampire.
Luca whispered into my ear.
Don't argue with the girl who hasn't even seen your face!
I bought a beautiful dress for prom since it's tonight. It was the first time anyone in school would be seeing me without my mask and hoodie. As soon as I entered the hall, I saw people turning around and asking each other who I was. Just then Luca came to me and took my arm.
Luna, you're so gorgeous today.
That's Luna, the vampire girl. I can't believe it was that face behind that mask all this time. She's gorgeous.
Jessie looked furious when she saw everyone's attention was on me, and to my shock, I was actually voted as that year's prom queen. As I was being crowned, suddenly Jessie came charging at me on the stage, trying to rip the crown off my head. But then something strange happened. The bullies who used to pick on me saved me. They all stopped Jessie and took her away.
Hey, don't lay a finger on her, old prom queen.
That was amazing. Things at school started getting better. Everyone was super nice to me now. Luca was tutoring kids after school and his dad came back to work. Soon nobody paid any attention to Jessie and her gang anymore, and all they could do was give me death glares. But one day after gym class, I was quickly changing in the dark locker room when suddenly Jessie and her minions barged in. One of them quickly grabbed my hoodie while the others grabbed me by my hands and legs and started carrying me outside.
Stop, don't do that, let
Let me go! The more I screamed, the tighter they held on to me. Soon after, they dragged me out into the sun and pinned me to the ground.
Heck, you lied to me. You're not ugly, so you must be a vampire. I hope you melt and disappear. Haha.
Suddenly, someone pushed the girls away. It was a teacher and Luca. While the teacher dragged the bullies off to the principal, Luca quickly took me inside as I cried like crazy.
You're okay now? And your skin, it looks totally fine. It's not even red. Luna, does it hurt or burn?
I looked all over my arms and realized he was right. There were no rashes and it didn't itch or burn at all. Was my condition gone for good? Or had it just been all in my head? When I went back home that day, my parents were shocked to see me.
Luna, where's your hoodie and your mask?
I threw them all away. Mom, Dad, I was out in the sun and nothing happened to me. Maybe I'm cured. Unexpectedly, my parents hugged me tightly, and what they said next was truly like a bolt from the blue.
Sweetheart, it was all just a lie. You don't have any problem at all.
But the doctor?
The doctor was fake, too. Actually, you were just having a normal reaction to sunlight because you rarely went outside. He said what we wanted him to say to protect you.
Protect? No way! I never believed you guys because you hated me and wanted to get rid of me. You even got rid of my cat.
No, we didn't, sweetheart. It just ran away. And we never hated you. When you were growing up, your mother and I were working as undercover government agents. Our actions and work might have made you feel ignored.
What?
Moreover, we didn't want the enemy to discover our identities. That's why we had you wear a mask and hoodie when going outside.
What? My parents were secret agents. That was the last thing I'd ever expected. But suddenly their weird behavior made sense. I wish you'd told me sooner. I could have kept everything a secret.
Just the two of us enduring was more than enough. We always wanted you to live comfortably and not have to worry. We're sorry, Luna.
We should have been better parents to you. We love you so much.
I love you too, guys.